About Charlie Kirk's wife.
I don't trust her. I think she was set up to like be his wife.
Right.
And then, hey, if he turncoats, you're up. Because if you look at her, like,
Because she's taking over Turning Point, right?
in within 2 weeks,
Right.
you have a grieving wife, and she's on a podcast right away.
Right.
Hey, smiling. Oh yeah, I remember when we had just got smoked in front of everybody, JFK style, and you're smiling.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
It started quietly. A clip, barely 40 seconds long, of Joe Rogan sitting across from a guest, his expression heavy, his tone lower than usual. He leaned forward and said, "It feels like the truth is right in front of us, but no one is looking at it." And just like that, the entire Candace, Charlie, Erica story burst back into the light. The internet paused. Then it erupted. Because when Joe Rogan speaks, the world listens. And this time, he wasn't talking about comedy, politics, or the usual noise. He was talking about a death and the silence that followed it.
Charlie Kirk made all the schmoozing that he did, presidents, right, department heads. I am the only person that is publicly demanding further investigation into his assassination. Why? It's totally rubbing me the wrong way. Something's not right here. Even Turning Point USA, they're just like, we've accepted. Like, obviously, there are holes in this narrative, and they're just like, we're gonna just keep up his show. What is going on, actually? I just want to say that and get it off of my chest. I don't like it. Throwing it to some of our sponsors. I tell you all the time about Preborn because I've watched way too many people standing up.
The post broke the internet. 12 million likes, 17,000 comments. Every influencer, journalist, and commentator from Tucker Carlson to Megyn Kelly had something to say. And in the middle of it all, Erica posted a photo, a candle, a Bible. The caption read, "Faith doesn't answer to rumors." It was elegant, controlled, and somehow haunting. People zoomed in on the candle, on the reflection in the wax. Was that a face behind her? A shadow? Or just coincidence? By morning, #EricaKnows was trending #1 in the world. And somewhere between outrage and obsession, the truth began to dissolve. Because when everyone starts digging for answers, someone always makes sure the ground gets darker.
It's beyond terrible, but why is she diminishing it? Let's go on.
I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family
See how matter of fact?
these past 2 days.
So matter of fact.
And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board,
The board.
the COO, Justin Strive,
The COO, the board, this is what you're thinking of? This is what's on your head?
I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show.
What is there to laugh about? I don't understand these reactions. These reactions are not congruent with what just happened. Not for a person who's in shock, not for a person who's in mourning. And I will address I know what you're thinking. I will address this later on. Let's just get through this somehow.
Who helped him broadcast from the studio,
Okay, gesturing. I told you guys, right? And it's right on cue. It's like from this, it's to me repulsive. It is perverse what is happening here. So I am trying to keep it together. But this type of gesturing, looking over exactly on cue, on this, like what?
The next morning, something strange happened. A journalist named Samantha Ridge, who'd covered Turning Point events for years, suddenly vanished from social media. Her last post was cryptic. "If you don't hear from me, check the files labeled Phoenix." That one line sent Reddit and Telegram into a frenzy. People started speculating that Phoenix referred to Turning Point's secret internal network, a database rumored to hold footage, financials, and donor communications. Candace Owens wasted no time. On her podcast, she said calmly, "Phoenix is real. Charlie told me about it once. He said it's where they keep the truth buried." Those words hit like a bomb. The internet erupted again. But this time, something was different. The story no longer felt like rumor. It felt like exposure. Within hours, a new document appeared online. It was labeled TPUSA Internal Brief, Contingency Structure, Draft, dated 2 weeks before Charlie's death. And at the bottom, 2 signatures stood out: Erica Kirk and Justin Strive, the COO. The document outlined a post-Charlie plan.
I think she was set up to be his wife.
Right.
And then, hey, if he turncoats, you're up. Because if you look at her,
Because she's taking over Turning Point, right?
within 2 weeks,
Right.
you have a grieving wife, and she's on a podcast right away.
Right.
Hey, smiling. Oh yeah, I remember when we just got smoked in front of everybody, JFK style, and you're smiling.
Yeah.
So that's weird. That's number one, right? Memorial. Can we all agree that shit looked like fucking, a WWE event? Like, that was WrestleMania.
Right.
Fireworks and all. I'm like, what is this?
New leadership, new branding, a public transition narrative, almost like the organization knew exactly what was coming. Candace went live again that night. She stared into the camera, eyes blazing, voice shaking just enough to make it real. They knew. This isn't coincidence anymore. This is choreography, and someone needs to answer for it. The clip spread everywhere. YouTube, X, TikTok, even news segments. Meanwhile, Charlie's parents appeared on Piers Morgan's show, holding a small brown notebook. They said it was Charlie's journal, recovered from his hotel room. One page read, "I feel surrounded by people smiling too much. Something's off." The camera zoomed in on the handwriting. You could feel the weight of it, the loneliness between the lines. And then came the twist. Samantha Ridge reappeared, but not in the way anyone expected. She uploaded a 5-minute video from an undisclosed location. Her face was partially hidden, her tone steady, frightened. Charlie was working on something before he died. He called it Project Solace. It had nothing to do with Turning Point's politics. It was personal, about independence, about breaking away. And that's what scared them. The video ended abruptly. The screen glitched, and her account vanished within minutes. But the damage was done. Now everyone wanted to know, what was Project Solace? Within days, journalists traced a paper trail. Shell companies, encrypted files, offshore accounts linked to Turning Point's donors. What had started as a story of grief was now unraveling into a story of control, of money, image, and loyalty. Candace Owens posted once more. Charlie wanted to start over. They wouldn't let him. The post hit 50 million views in a single day. Even Joe Rogan mentioned it again, shaking his head mid-podcast. If half of what's being said is true, we're not talking about a tragedy, we're talking about a takeover.
And the silence from Erica Kirk grew colder. She stopped appearing in public. No interviews, no statements. Her only posts were verses about patience and divine timing. But behind those words, people saw something else: strategy. Because when silence becomes the loudest sound, it's rarely accidental. Then came the final leak, a blurred screenshot, supposedly from Erica's phone, time-stamped the night before Charlie's death. It read, "It's done. Tomorrow, everything changes." No one could verify it, but no one could ignore it either. The next morning, Candace Owens tweeted one last line: "You can bury a man, but not the truth." And that was it. No more lives, no more rants. Just silence. The internet, for once, didn't know what to do. Erica's supporters called it a witch hunt. Her critics called it justice. But beneath all the chaos, one truth lingered. The truth that started this entire story. That maybe the line between power and faith, between leadership and manipulation, isn't a line at all. Maybe it's a circle where everyone eventually meets again under the same light, facing the same truth. And now, months later, the story still refuses to die. Every time a new leak appears, every time a clip resurfaces, the same question rises from the ashes. Was Charlie Kirk silenced by fate or by design? And if Candace Owens, his fiercest ally, was all right along, then the question the world really needs to ask is not what happened to Charlie, but who wrote the story that followed. Because maybe, just maybe, what we're all watching isn't the end of a movement. Maybe it's the beginning of something much, much darker.